Hello everybody, hope that you're good. First of all, I want to apologize for the audio. I know it's not the same, but guys, I'm traveling, so I don't have the same equipment here as I have in home. Also, there is quite a lot of echo in this room, so I'm sorry for that. And also, I want to apologize for yesterday's analysis. It wasn't great, it was wrong, so I'm sorry for that, but it's part of the game. Especially when your mind is not what it has to be, that is in the charts. It's not only a technical analysis game, okay? It requires also a lot of mental, so you have to be focused and concentrated. And in the minute that you lose the focus, then you're gonna make a mistake. And I'm gonna show you my mistake, okay? So my mistake was that I had invalidation from the day before, okay? I had this analysis, it was quite clear to me. What I was betting on, it was the idea that we were going to see a retrace towards this liquidity pool over here. Now, I had a clear invalidation that it was that if we pumped above the range size, that's basically this white line. I'm going to show you now again the range. But if we go above this level and we saw some consolidation like this, then that is basically telling you that there is a flip of resistance into support. And then you can see a bounce towards the 50% of the week. Okay, so that was a mistake. You can see, guys, it's very clear, the invalidation, but again, if you are not focused, they're gonna forget that you have the idea in mind, and you're not gonna execute your trades well. So got stopped. It doesn't happen frequent. In fact, the last time I think it was several weeks ago. But anyway, I want to show you the range. Go to the daily time frame. You're gonna see here quite clear. Okay, so you have a range here, consolidation, then you have the breakout to the upside, another range, you can see there, that's the deviation, drop, another range, drop, back into the previous range, you're seeing some consolidation, and right now we are above the range size. Now the question is it going to hold? Are we going to hold above the range size? Because if we do, that means that it's very likely that we see continuation to the upside. And that would be, for example, the 100% of the week back to 30K. Okay, that's a possibility. But for that, you need to continue holding the range size, this level. And the problem that I see here is that we have this huge candle. Okay, that's our liquidity pool. So the moment that we lose the range size, something like this, then that's the moment you can short towards these levels over here. Okay, that's what I think in the daily time frame. Now, for the day traders, including myself, we want to talk about the 1 hour time frame. First of all, at least I'm happy that I said yesterday that this week was likely to get filled, that it was valid for the Wick-Fill strategy. You can see there, it goes basically there to the dollar, okay, which is quite interesting, and then it dropped. Now, the thing is that, you are holding the 1 hour 50 MA, and you are also at range size. So, in my opinion, I don't see any high probability trade from here. Okay, I took one today, it was a scalp, a short scalp from here, because I saw basically that we hit the 50% of the week. I saw rejection from there. Okay, and then we were here, and I said, okay, time to write on this short scalp, and I went towards the 1 hour 50 MA. You can see on Twitter the screenshot in case, but I've already recovered most of my stop loss yesterday, so I'm happy with that. But anyway, we still have a couple of days, and I want to have at the end a good trading week. I think it's still possible, but for that, I'm gonna only focus in high probability trades, like always, and to maintain the focus. So the first thing that I see that could be potentially giving us a high probability trade is if we see a drop here, okay, below the 1 hour 50 MA, and then if we get retraced back again to it, then that's a moment where I'm gonna take a short, and I'm gonna target lower levels. Okay, the first level is going to be 27,800. In a minute, when I get to high block capital, they're gonna see why. Okay, and the next level, it's going to be the 4 hour 50 MA. Now, this 4 hour 50 MA, to be honest, is creeping up. It's going upwards. So that means that the target could be even the same. Okay, because it's exponential moving average. So It's all the time. Every time we have a candle close, it adjusts to the current price. Okay, so it's gonna continue creeping upwards, and maybe ends up being the same target. Otherwise, if we just have a very big drop, then it's going to be two different levels: 27,800 and 27,634 at the moment. Okay, so that's the first high probability trade. Again, for that, I need to see first the move down, and then I'm gonna wait for the retrace. Once I get the retrace, that's when I'm gonna look for opening shorts towards those two lower levels. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, the other idea that I have is that, well, I'm gonna tell you, I always mention this in the course, but at the 50% of the week, you want to see a clear rejection or a bounce. A bounce if the wick is to the downside, or a rejection if the wick is to the upside. That's where you want to see a clear reaction. So now you've had a very long week here. That was with the false news of the ETF. That week has been filled, the 50% of it. So this week is in theory done. Now the market maker could dump price, and it would be justified in the chart. Okay, I will tell you, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You have a week, you fill the 50%, you have green light for a drop. But if we manage to hold the 1 hour 50 MA and we don't drop further, and we consolidate again around these levels, okay, that's basically going to tell me that the market maker's intentions are going to be to continue filling this week more, okay? And that's when we're going to target the 100% of the week. So those are basically right now my two scenarios. That's what I'm looking at. This second scenario, the long scenario, to be honest, I don't think it's for day trading, because I think it's going to take a few days to develop, if that's the case, okay? I want to see some consolidation here in this zone for at least 24, 36 hours. Once I get that, then that's when I can get ready to open longs towards that week. Okay, I hope that's clear. At this moment right now, I don't see any reason for opening trades. Okay, the trades that you could have taken were basically to fill this week. Once you had the consolidation above support, that's bullish. You could have taken that trade there to the week. You could have taken a short from the 50% of the week, or if you miss to take the short from here like me, then halfway you could have continued riding that towards the 1 hour 50 MA. Okay, I don't see any much more scenarios except if you took along at the 1 hour 50 MA and you are very careful with the stop loss, okay, in case you get surprised and you see a red candle like this. Okay, so make sure that you would close your short, your long, sorry, with a stop loss, okay, just in case it continues going lower, or and you would take that long with the idea that you're going to see some consolidation here before going towards that week. All right, so I hope that's clear. We're going to go right now to high block capital. We're going to look at the levels, okay? What in high block capital? First of all, liquidation levels, like always, and we can see $9 million worth of long liquidations, okay? When you see the delta like this, telling you that there are $9 billion worth of long liquidations, of course this number can go higher, but what it's basically telling you is that the position at risk right now are longs, okay? It's the long position. Also here, look at the ratio. Total short liquidations, 177. Total long liquidations, 626. That is basically telling you that for every short position, there are 4 long positions open. So again, you have to be careful if you are in long, because there is a reason in this chart to drop price lower, okay? Now, if you check the liquidation levels, right now they're a bit like a mess, because you have here a lot of liquidations at 29,300, you have also at 30K, 30,500, 31,000. There is quite a lot of liquidations to the upside, and to the downside you have 2 levels that, to be honest, the spike is longer, okay? So we're guessing that this number is bigger, and that's at 27,300 and 26,800. So this chart is basically telling you be careful with your longs, okay? That's pretty much everything that it's saying. if you are looking to go long, you have to consider that there is a risk right now, okay? Now, in the 12 hours time frame, this chart is telling you the same, all right? You can see here, there was some liquidations at 28,350, they got hit. Now, if you look at the chart, there is a level here that is 27,775, so 27.08 basically, that it has a lot of liquidation. So why not? If we see the scenario of losing the 1 hour 50 main, this is going to be naturally your first target, 27.08. That's what I was telling you earlier, okay? 7 days time frame. I've looked at these charts earlier. To be honest, this chart right now is a mess. I wouldn't even pay much attention to it. The only thing you have to know is that we have some liquidations at 32,000, which is quite interesting, and to the downside at 26,400. But those two levels are so far away that this looks like the 3 months time frame. Okay, so I don't see anything else interesting in this chart. If you start to see a yellow bar appearing a bit closer to price, that is when this chart is going to be important, okay? But right now, I think you only need to know that you have some liquidations at 32,000 and at 26,400. And in the monthly time frame, the liquidations are appearing below the current price, okay, to the downside. So not much telling us, okay? The thing that I find the most interesting is this 12 hours time frame, what is going on with 27,800, okay? So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. If we consolidate again around the 50% of the week, it's very likely that we're going to target the 100% of the week. High probability trade to the upside, that's a long, but I think that trade would take longer to develop. And the other high probability trade would be to the downside. If we lose the 1 hour 50 main, then wait for the retrace. That's when you can open a short and you can target 27,800 and the 4 hour 50 main. So that is pretty much everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we get back into some green trades after that mistake yesterday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.